editing your own book can feel like trying to fix a sinking ship while still trying to sail it. But I found a system that works for me, and today I'm going to share it with you. By no means is it the definitive way to edit a book, but this is what's working for me. If you want to support the channel, just for $1.99 a month, you can join my YouTube membership, cancel at any time. You get custom emojis, member badges, and I prioritize all your comments. Anyway, let's dive in. First things first, you got to read through the entire manuscript at least once. Okay, and what I did was I made notes along the way. So at least every chapter, I'll make a note as to what it means. And I'm focusing more like on the story structure kind of thing. Maybe the pacing, a bit of character stuff, development and all that. But basically, that's the big picture first, okay? And I always come back to the big picture. Next up is chapter level editing. So I go through each chapter individually and I make sure the chapter kind of fits within the big picture story. And every chapter's got to add something, right? It's got to develop characters, it's got to move the story along, there's got to be something that adds value, basically. Like, is this chapter needed? Is it in the right area, in the right section? Maybe it needs to go earlier on or later on, or maybe it doesn't even need to be there at all. So I go through each and every chapter, I make like a brief note as to what the chapter's about, and then later on I'll be like, okay, do I need this? Can I rejig it? Do I need to move it around? So chapter by chapter level editing before I get into the next level down. Once I've got the chapter level so I've got the big picture and then the chapter by chapter thing. So each chapter I'm going to go through paragraph by paragraph. So the first 1 or 2 sentences of each paragraph, it's got to kind of tell me what the paragraph's about, and then it's got to fit within that chapter. And hopefully it works with the story. And if it doesn't, that's when I've got to start doing rewrites. This is where it gets to like sentence by sentence editing for me. So does the paragraph fit the chapter's purpose? So what's this chapter about? Is it going to be an action scene? So if it's an action scene, I'm not going to have someone drinking coffee for 5 hours. You know what I mean? It's got to fit. Right, and then each sentence, does it fit within the paragraph? And if it doesn't, so it maybe needs to be a new paragraph, or maybe it's not even supposed to be in that chapter at all. Do I need to move it? Do I need to remove it completely? And it comes down to this. It's the flow, and is there clarity? So as I'm reading and editing through the chapter and paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence, I'm checking to see if there's flow, there's pacing, and it still fits within the overall chapter purpose, the goal of the chapter, right? So that's like my paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence editing. Right, so the first tip is getting your tenses consistent. Oh my god, this has been a major pain for me. Major pain. So I started the story in the present tense, and kind of, I don't know, about a quarter to a third of the way through, I changed tenses into past tense. So that kind of set me back quite a lot, actually, because when the tenses shift, it feels like the whole story is out of whack. So if you catch that early on, that's great. If you don't, obviously it's not the end of the world, but it just means you're going to have to rewrite quite a bit, right? So I've had to rewrite significant amounts of my story. So just to give you a flavor, my manuscript is over 100,000 words, and it's going to be more than 100,000 words because I've also got a B story, the background story that I want to weave in. That'll be like 25, 30,000, maybe 15,000, I don't know. But basically the main story is 100k words, and I messed up on the tenses between 25 to 33%. So I've had to rejig significant amounts for the first 25k to 33k words. That is very painful, believe me. So my advice to you, if you're starting out or if you're still writing early on in the book, is to get your tenses consistent early on, right? So that's something I'm going to learn for the next many books. That's something I'll definitely keep in mind. And the final tip is a motivational hack. Let's face it, sometimes we wake up, we just don't feel like doing anything, right? I get that. I get that. Some days I don't want to. I don't even want to get out of bed. It gets tough, right? And editing feels really like an impossible task. I don't want to get out of bed, let alone edit. Now, here's my trick that I tricked myself into doing: is to set a ridiculously, stupidly low bar, a really small goal. And my goal is I will just edit one sentence, one paragraph. That's it. I will just do one bit. Now, what happens with that is I've lowered my expectations, and I've made some progress, even if it's just one sentence. But what often happens, I've found, is that one paragraph or one sentence becomes, oh, I can do another sentence. That wasn't too bad. I can do another paragraph. And before I know it, I'm already like halfway through a chapter, halfway through, whatever it is. So one sentence has become multiple sentences, or one paragraph's become like a full chapter, or even a few chapters. So that's like a little motivational hack that I found to work for me. If you're looking to get traditionally published like I am, click on this video here where I share what I found out, and maybe you'll discover what the best route is for you. Or click on this video that YouTube thinks is perfect for you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you there.